Hello, welcome to the Ladies Talk Show. This is your host, Leah Richheimer. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is awesome. We got a really lovely turnout here today. And we have a very exciting show for you today. Not normal. We're going to be talking about the 5 secrets to closeness. Guaranteed. This is not Leah Richheimer's really, lovely idea. Oh, those are nice tips. This is our Masorah from 3,000 years ago of what you can do, guaranteed, to get closer to your husband. You ready? Okay, we're going to get started. Okay, so I'm going to first I'm going to actually start, because there are a lot of newcomers here, and for you watching, what is the Ladies Talk Show? What are we doing here? Like, who is this lady, and what's going on? So I'm going to tell you. The Ladies Talk Show is a weekly show. It starts every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are LA. We are like the, what is it? The housewives of Hancock Park. Okay,
exactly.
Thank you.
The real housewives.
The real housewives of the Hancock Park. So fine. So we're in LA, 11 o'clock on Wednesday mornings. What we're doing is we are going through step by step how to have an awesome marriage. Now, it's really nice to have an awesome marriage. You know, that seems like something that would be important to do. It's important to have. But you don't get it. Work that you do on your marriage is exactly the same work that you need to do to have an extraordinary life. You hear that? We're not here to like, oh, well, no, I'm doing the right thing by working on my marriage. I should be working on my marriage. That's not as impactful and motivating. Motivation. It's not as motivational as saying, what's in it for me? There's plenty in it for you, and you're going to see that both in this world and the next. Okay, fine. So this is what the Ladies Talk Show is. That's what we're doing here. There is we also are part of something bigger, which is what we are trying to accomplish here is not just for your marriage and your marriage and your marriage and your, that's why we're here, and that's what's important. But we are also trying to mobilize the nation for Shalom Bayis, for peace in the home. Meaning, this is part of a nonprofit organization. I'm not paid, believe it or not. All my staff is paid. I'm not paid. Every nickel that comes from the book all goes to pay my staff and to get the word out about education for marriage, to make marriage great. What we're trying to accomplish here is it's a marriage campaign. When we strengthen marriages, we strengthen the world. So a lot of the problems that we have in society today, they can all be sourced to people don't have peace in the home. If we start there, Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky, if we start there, it'll spread to the rest of the world. So you're part of a bigger picture here. It's us, yes. Each one of you will walk out of here today, hopefully, God willing, and everybody on Instagram and our Facebook people. All of you will walk out of here with a lot of impact on how to have an awesome marriage, but it also be aware that you're part of a much bigger movement, and just being here today helps that movement. So thank you for being here. Okay, good. Now, let's go, and we're going to do a quick recap for last week because we have ongoing viewers, and we want to, so for those of you who weren't here at the show last week, I'm going to give you the quick lessons from last week, and if you want to know more about this topic, and it's a very hot topic, the last week's show and the week before that, it's a 2-part series. And the main thing we covered was if your husband is unemployed or going through a difficult or stressful time, how to support him. Very, very powerful material there. And everything is fully sourced. So I'm going to go over it briefly right now, but watch the other shows to get the sources. Okay. So last week does everyone remember this? We gave the formula for bringing money into your house. So for those of you who weren't here, raise your hand. You want to hear that? Okay, good. Okay. Everyone's so quiet today. I had the same thing last week, right? Was that too stressful? I don't know. Okay, fine. It's okay. We'll warm up. Okay. So number 1, there's 3 things. 3 ways to make sure that you do not. There are 3 ways to make sure to bring more money into your home. Number 1, don't complain about money ever. Don't complain. And you get a whole extrapolation about it, well, how come I wanted this and you didn't get me that? Or, I had to go out in my yontif dress, I had to spend, I found one for $40, and everyone else had one for $200 or whatever it is. Be happy with whatever you have. This is not just a nice thing to do. but it's the guaranteed method of how to bring more bracha and more money into your house. And if you want to get the sources for that, go to last week's show. Don't put your husband in the position of having to say no to you. It hurts his ego. It hurts his esteem. It hurts his self-image. And worse than that, it reduces his ability to bring more money into you. Because if he feels lowly because he's not providing well, you think, oh, if I tell him I need more money, he'll go out and conquer. No, if you tell him, I need more money, I'm not happy with what you are giving me, he goes out and he feels pathetic. He can't even accomplish in the world with that. So so never complain about money. Number 2, be totally dependent on everything you need to do in the house. Work on this because it takes a lot of organization. It takes a lot of creativity. It takes a lot of saying no so you don't have too many things on your plate. But being dependable, we have sources, I gave them last week, being dependable to your husband. He says, oh, did you pay the bill, the gas bill that I asked you to pay? Oh, no, I hope to get it to it next tomorrow. Or why are you bothering me? Can I tell you something? Nobody, including me, including anybody, nobody wants to be told what to do. So when your husband tells you what to do, this is so cute. We're having a little nursery here.
This is the future ladies of the ladies talk show.
There you go.
They're coming in early, young. I told you our biggest problem was that you didn't teach this to me early enough. So if I would have come in like that as a baby, I would be set.
There you go. Exactly. So very good. Come on in. So what you have to move your foot a little so she can come on in. You can come sit. Yeah. So be totally dependable on everything you do. Now, here's the problem with that. We all have a knee-jerk reaction of not wanting to be told what to do. Who wants to be told what to do? Nobody. So, but here's the thing. You have to understand, no problem. You have to understand that when you are dependable, we have sources, look it up last week, when you are dependable, your husband has the ability to charge out and bring more money, more parnassa into your home. Work on it. Okay. And then the last one, I couldn't decide because I found so many sources, but the last one is number 3 is tefillah, daven for parnassa in your home. And the second one is Shalom Bayis brings parnassa, and I gave the sources last weekend several times. When you work on Shalom Bayis and work on being kinder to your husband, being kinder to yourself, and you work on Shalom in the home, we have many sources that say blessing, money, bracha, everything comes into your home. So that is what we covered last week. If you want to look at it, look last week's show. The title of last week's show was Is Your Husband Stressed Out? So go look at those, part 1 and part 2, and it extrapolates on everything I just talked about here. So welcome, newcomers. I just wanted to give you that. We always recap last week's show because otherwise it gets people's heads right where we are. Okay, the secrets of the day for last week. The main message is our job is to bring comfort to our husbands. Okay, and we discussed many ways to do that. And the homework was between now and next week. Give your husband one compliment from the heart. That will do wonders. So I'm going to skip going over the homework. Usually we take a lot of time and we hear people's feedback because in Mesilas Yesharim it gives over that growth is through thinking or growth is through actions. Both. Starts with thinking, zahiris, and then it goes to actions, zerizus. So when we have a great class and it's all lovely and it's all wonderful, if it's just intellectual, it's not going to become part of you. It's not going to grow you. It's not going to make you stronger. When you have a insight and you take action of what the homework is, it becomes part of you, and then you can grow from there. So, okay. That's how come we have the homework. But we're not going to go over it today. We're going to go right in today's topic. Okay? Do you remember what today's topic? The 5 secrets of connecting deeply. Okay? So I'm going to start with a story. Hold on a second. Have some of my vodka. No. I didn't say water.
That's right. Some vodka.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I want to start with a story. Imagine you are going to meet your auntie. You're going over to a little old rickety apartment up in the back. You have to take 4 buses or 3 car rides or whatever. You're going to visit your auntie. You go up these stairs or whatever, and she's an older lady, and you get into her apartment, and you sit down on the couch, and she's running around getting you a bottle of water and, whatever. And meanwhile, you see out of the corner of your eye comes along in the hallway this little gray cat. Okay, really sweet little gray cat. and you look over and you go, come here, come here. Of course, she doesn't come. She's a cat, okay? So, but you called her a fine. So you drink the water, you're sitting down, you're talking to your aunt. All of a sudden, the cat comes along and jumps, without warning, you don't know where, it jumps in your lap. And you look down at the cat like that, and you're like, okay. So you start petting the cat. And the cat begins to purr. You know, can anyone do a purring noise? Whatever, you know. Brr. We had good sound effects last week. How do we? Brr, brr, whatever. So it starts. It's something sound effects. We need to can you post that in?
Yeah,
okay.
bring
So
the
you're sitting there and petting this cat, and then you stop to use your fingers to, your hands to talk to somebody, right? And the cat reaches around and puts her head into your hand to pet her some more, and you keep petting. And anytime you stop petting the cat nudges you to keep petting her. Sitting there for half an hour, you totally bond with this cat. You totally are connected to this cat. Now, you leave, had a great time. A couple of weeks later, you said, I'm going to go visit the cat. And as you're walking towards your auntie's house, you're like, oh, I bet that cute little cat is there. You walk up the stairs, you go into her apartment, you sit down in the couch, and you kind of look, the cat's not there. You look there, your aunt sits down, gives you some water, and you say, what happened to the cat? So I wonder, hello, maybe hold her. Maybe I can hold her. No, never mind. Okay. So you said, what happened to the cat? And she says, oh, she's in the back. And she reaches over on the bookcase, and she has a little stuffed animal of a cat. It's a little gray cat, looks similar to the other cat, but she puts that in your lap and says, oh, you can pet that. And you look down, kind of and you sort of pet a little so that you're not insulting your aunt, but you're like, it feels really awkward and pathetic and odd to just sit there and pet a stuffed animal, right? Are we with me? The question I have for you is why? What's it, the same kind of furry. Okay, maybe she's not nudging your hand. Maybe there's no purring noises. They actually have ones with purring noises now. So let's say it's the one with the purring noise, that when you pet it, it has the, automatic computer-driven sound of purring. What's the difference? Why do you feel weird? Why do you feel awkward? Say that again. The interaction is not there. Exactly. What else?
Well, it's almost like the original cat chose you, meaning here are the stuffed animals on you and it was put on you, but the cat picked you because you called it and it didn't necessarily come first. And then when it did come, it was it's like you're special and I want to be on your lap. And then it really got comfortable on you and cuddled you, and it's like a child who gets close to you. It makes you feel very warm and special.
Very, very good. Yeah, go ahead. Talk really loud because you're far from the microphones.
One of them is alive and the other one's not. It's an inanimate object. So one of them you can have a relationship with and the other one can't really. It's only a giving relationship. It's not really a receiving.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was going for. So here, thank you. 5 gold. You get the 5 gold stars for the day. Okay, very good. So here it is. When there is no receiver, the giving falls flat. It just feels awkward. It doesn't feel satisfying. It's like, like you just feel ridiculous petting this cat. But when there's a cat that's receiving, literally you could have stayed there for 10 hours straight petting that cat and wouldn't have got tired of it because it was receiving from you. And there's such a satisfying feeling of the giver and the receiver dynamic. In this, I don't usually like to make analogies with animals because people are light years different than animals. We both have life, but we have a neshama, we have a soul. So I don't usually like animal things, but this was just too good to understand the stupidity or the weirdness or the awkwardness of petting an inanimate something. In this example, you are the cat. You are the cat. Are you going to be a stuffed animal to your husband when he gives to you, or are you going to purr? Okay? Are you going to receive it with bracha? Receive it with a full heart. So let's go into our sources. We're going right inside. Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, a Kabbalist from, I think, the 16th century, 15th century. I get those confused. Like, if it's in the 1500s, does that mean the 16th century or the 50th? Does anyone know this? Anyway, whatever, a while ago, okay? So Rav Moshe Cordovero, he says, all bracha, all blessing comes from Shemayim, from God, to our husband, and then to us. Meaning, our husband is the giver, and we are the receiver. And how much we receive is dependent on how much our husband can give. I'm going to say that more clear because this is mind-boggling, could change your whole world right now. Sounds like thunder. Hello.
No
Is this
joke.
okay? Are we doing okay with noise here? We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, he's
That
the
does
guy.
sound
I got
like
thumbs
thunder.
up
No,
from
no, yeah,
the
the thunder.
thumbs
More-
from the thunder. We're good from the yeah. He's
We're in LA,
our
there's
sound
thunder.
engineer. Okay, so could change your life. I have met women who are, way more learned than me, and they'll say, "Explain this giver and receiver." It's not. I don't know why it's not the whole point of our lives. If I had to stand on one foot and say, what is, if someone says, what's Marriage Secrets about? The book, this has 220 sources in it, but what's it about? I would say it is a step-by-step guide to becoming the biggest receiver you can be so that the most amount of blessing can come into your home. This is powerful stuff. And the way to be a receiver is I'm going to go through them tonight. Well, that's what our 5 things, our 5 secrets of closeness, is how to become a bigger receiver, a better receiver. Everything else is commentary, okay? So good. Let's go to Rav Eliyahu Dessler. He explains love is a result of giving more than giving is a result of love. He also explains how does his wife become one with him? How does a man become one with his wife? He gives to her, and she receives it, and then they become one. Rev Yisrael Miller says that a husband's desire, let me say it right because it's good. A husband desires desperately for his wife to be happy. And I've had women say, not mine, okay? So what he does, you might be doing things to thwart it. He might be doing things to thwart it. There might be a block in the system. Granted, there could be something broken. But when we fix it and you become a receiver, guaranteed your husband's in his DNA. He was designed to give to you. Like, no joke. That was what he was created on the planet for, is to give to you. Now the job becomes, okay, if that's true, Leah, wow, hey, okay, he's going to give to me. What do I do to bring in more bracha? What do I do to bring in more blessing into my home? If you are saying that God's the one who brings it, my husband's the one who delivers it, how do I get more? That's what we're going to be learning, how to become a receiver. Fine. Okay. Here are the 5 secrets of becoming the best receiver you can possibly be, which means the most closeness. Okay, number 1. This is the easiest one. I'm giving this one first because your mind might go mushy and ooky and whatever, and I want you to get this because if you get nothing else from today's class, this is what you need to get. This is the take-home message, the ultimate take-home message for today. Very simple, the most gorgeous, simple thing you could ever do to become a larger receiver and receive your husband's bracha, receive his blessing. And by blessing, I mean money, I mean health, I mean more things in your house, I mean happiness, I mean joy of little things, meaning the string beans taste better than they ever did, okay? Blessing in everything that goes on in your house. That caught your funny moment. But you know what I'm saying? Every blessing. And it's all dependent on how big of a receiver you are. Because God, you think God's limited? Could he fill a bathtub of blessing? Hello? Of course. Could he fill a swimming pool? Could he fill an ocean? 10 oceans? A universe? He can, as much blessing as you can create yourself to receive. God has the power to create. Okay, let's start with number 1. Thank your husband. Isn't that simple? It's that simple. When your husband says to you, oh, I love that dress. This whole schmata, this piece, I've had this for 10 years. That's called, I don't want your blessing. I don't want you to give to me, and I don't want to receive from you. Your husband says to you, oh, I like what you did with the soup. Oh, come on. I forgot to put the thing in and the whatever, and I went, they didn't have the right chicken, and I had to use that kind and this kind. That's called, When your husband says, soup's nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sounds ridiculous? You cannot thank too much, yeah?
It might sound immature to say this, but the reason I think people do that is for more validation. Like they want their husband to reiterate it so they can grab onto it even longer. If you just say thank you, it ends there. But if you're like, really, I don't know, and then he says, no, but it's perfect like this, you're like, oh, okay, right? Is it true a little bit? I feel like I'm like that a little bit.
So she's
but
talking,
subconsciously.
She's talking about using it as a way to fish for compliments. Ain't nothing wrong with fishing for compliments. I'm totally with you. But you can do it in a way that doesn't negate the first bracha. So if he says it doesn't, oh, come on. You say, really? Why do you think that? Really? Just remember the word really. After you say, first say thank you, and then say really, really, like you don't believe him. That will do the same thing without negating his bracha.
So can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
Let's say my husband says, oh, I like your dress. So if it's a new dress, I say, oh, yeah, thank you. And then if I want more compliment, I know I'm very needy. So I say, like...
You're what? You're what?
Very needy.
Yeah.
So I'll say, like, oh, what do you...
Those who are needy, raise your hand. Yeah, okay.
So I say,
everybody, okay.
What do you like about it? And then
what do you like about it?
Yeah, what do you like about it? And then he just looks at me like, just take the compliment. Like, like, or whatever he'll say, like the color, the this or that. But, like, sometimes it's just, like, it's awkward to say that. I don't know.
He'll get used to it.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's perfect. It's good. And saying, what do you like about it? And then if he ever complains really about it, so then when you're on date night or you're something like that, you can come up. There's another seat right here, over there. You can tell him at a date night or something like that, or a time when you're having a conversation. Sometimes when you give a compliment, I'm like so overjoyed and so happy that I want to extrapolate it. I want to get the most juice out of it. Don't mind me. That's just a woman's thing. And I'm like, oh, it's a woman's thing? Oh, yeah, okay, all right. He'll get over it. Train him.
It's also sometimes like a little, it makes it a little harder for the man, I feel, because when she's asking, what do you like about it, a woman would come up with, oh my gosh, I love the fabric, and I love the way it's laying on you, and I love that color. And for him, he's like, you're in it. That's why I like it. Like, there's nothing more. I mean, you're standing in it. That's why I like it. I have no idea why else I like it. So when she's fishing from him, it's almost like she's putting him into. He now has to try to come up with creative, or
Right.
I think I don't know. I'm a little bit. I'm also needy, but maybe I'm a little bit more vain. So when I come down and I say, and he makes a compliment to me like that, and say, I really like what you're wearing, I'd be like, I know. Don't I look good? Like, you are going out with the best looking woman. And we laugh. Meaning I take whatever he says and I embellish it. Right. So he embellishes it. Exactly. I put whatever I want him to say into, but that was what you had to, some people, I've taken this for 2 years, but you had taught us how to solicit that appreciation. So I do it by putting the words I want into that.
Right, and actually in this series, we're going to be talking about appreciation, how to get your appreciation bucket filled. I know you don't even know what an appreciation bucket is. We're going to get there. But just so you know, start to notice, women have an bottomless pit of needing appreciation, married to men who do not know what we're even talking about, okay? We're going to learn that, like cold, like you're going to get this down, okay? I think that's the fourth one in the series. You'll have to wait a little bit, but it's worth it. Okay, but for her thing that you're talking about, so soliciting more and getting more, that's totally fine. And you have a right to that. In other words, what you're doing, instead of saying, you're saying, bring more. Mm-hmm. Bring more blessing, more compliments, more everything, more blessing into my home. So it's fantastic. Okay, great. Okay, so let's see. When you're saying thank you, you can just say thank you. That's one way of saying thank you. Mix it up. So for instance, if he brings you a cup of water, say, this water tastes delicious. You don't have to say thank you for the water, saying, oh, this water, oh my gosh, exactly what I needed. That's the same way of saying the same compliment. Or how about this? In front of your in-laws saying, I have the best husband in the world. Over the top, over the roof, right? So when you are complimenting in front of the kids, say, oh, isn't Daddy so sweet to bring us these donuts for Shabbos or whatever it is, what, isn't he so nice? You're complimenting him, you're thanking him, you are receiving from him. Oh, don't go, it's so squishy. You can leave the door open so you can still hear everyone. It's a poor thing. The kids make a little noise. Okay, so maybe we should do babysitters next week. Whatever, we'll work it out. Okay, so when you are thanking him, every time you are thanking him for whatever you're thanking him for, it's receiving blessing. And the way Rabbi Sauer gives it over, the way it works like this is, your husband has the blessing. If he hands it to you and you say, no thanks, right? So then he goes back, and so his bowl or whatever of bracha is there, right? I mean, it goes back into his pot. Now, if he gives it to you and you receive it, now he's got a hole there. And now God himself fills more blessing into your husband's bowl. This is very clearly extrapolated in the book, okay?
I read that in your book, and I told my husband I want a 5-carat diamond ring. So then God is going to give it to you.
God is going to give it to you. That's very good. But I'll tell you, he just might. You don't know. The jury's out.
Well, he knew,
And I don't know if you really want a 5-carat
serious.
diamond ring, because then your car breaks down, then you won't have the money to pay for the car. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But I'm saying, you have to be careful what you're asking for, because the husband will do whatever he can. In asking for a 5-carat diamond ring, though, you have to be careful, because it's making him, again, remember the first thing about don't complain about what you don't have. I'm very happy with my, I don't have a diamond ring. I have a solid diamond, a solid band, whatever. Be happy with what you have.
No, but I was bringing the message to him that what you had written in the book.
Yeah,
that
which is
it's
fantastic.
If
It's
he
from
gives,
him.
Hashem will fill it out. So
Right,
you,
right.
Hashem will give it.
So I want to be. It's
keep
very,
giving, keep
it's
giving.
very sweet what you're saying. But I also want to make. I also. Yeah, you give me the perfect entree to say what I'm about to say, which is that if you, all of the tricks and techniques and whatever. Yeah, they're 3,000 years old, but our husbands don't know them. And if your husband brings you flowers and you say, "Oh, thank you so much for these flowers. I'm so grateful." And he said, "Oh yeah, the rabbi told me I should get you some flowers." I'm like, "Oh, great, thank you." You don't even put them in water. You're so annoyed, right? So we're going to be learning a lot of tricks and techniques here. Don't tell the husband. Do not tell the husband. These are our secrets. These are our ways of growing. These are our things that we can take to make, except for some people. Well, there's some people whose husbands are in the room. Okay, then. Okay, they'll know. But anyway, hopefully it'll all work out. God will take care of you, because you're doing a mitzvah by even being here and running this show. Okay, so anyway, the point of the thing is that anything you read in the book or anything we learn here, he's like, "Oh, you're thanking me so much lately. What's gotten into you?" Don't say, "Oh, I'm taking a new class," and blah, blah, blah. No. What you say is you say, "Oh, I just started doing some inner contemplation, and I just realized how much you mean to me." He's not going to question you, like, "Really? Where'd you read that? He's not going to do. He's going to go, "Is there anything I can get you, dear?" Okay. Okay. A 5-carat diamond. There we go. Okay,
Coming up.
let's go on. Okay, so the take home for that, number one, is whatever amount you are thanking your husband for currently, multiply it by 10. No joke. If you're not thanking him at all, multiply it by 100. But I mean, whatever your little appreciation. He brings in the groceries. He is supposed to bring in the groceries if that's what the arrangement is in your house. I don't know. He is supposed to do it. Why should I thank him? He doesn't thank me for doing the dishes. He doesn't thank me for doing the stuff I have to do, for doing carpool. Why am I supposed to thank him? Thank him. Because that's what brings more blessing into your home. And by the way, potential side benefit, when you thank him more and more and more, good chance he's going to thank you more and more and more. Maybe not. Every husband's different. but you got a good shot at it. Certainly you've got a better shot than if you didn't thank him for everything. And not only that, when you know that thanking your husband is exactly what God wants you to do, it's a lot easier. Even if you're annoyed at him about something and he brings in the groceries and you say, thanks for doing that. Maybe you can't get it. Oh, thanks. But you're like, thank you for doing that, whatever. Still good. Any thank you is good. Okay, let's go on to number 2 is listen more. So I need a volunteer. Maybe the baby will be the volunteer. So actually, let's just use Sarit because it's quicker that way. Okay, so Sarit, you're the wife, and I'm.
I like being the wife.
You like being the wife.
I thought you were going to
Okay.
throw me as the husband.
I'm
No,
going to be the
definitely
husband.
me
this
the
time.
wife. Okay,
So
good.
now
I'm
I'm going to be the husband, and I always show up late without calling or texting to let you know. And I just walk in the front door. Maybe you're going to know what to do because you've been in this class for too many years.
Yeah,
Huh?
I totally
you'll
find
do it.
another
Okay, fine.
another volunteer. Come on.
Okay, she just volunteered.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
fine.
Perfect.
Can you hear her? You can get her voice in. Do testing. Say testing.
Testing.
You got her? Okay, fine. Okay, so you're the wife, and now you're talking to me. I just walked in the door, and I'm the husband. Okay, so go ahead. Hi, dear. How are you?
Good, Baruch Hashem. How are you?
Oh, good. Fantastic. That's good.
So how was work today?
What? Oh, it was really good.
Okay, you want to eat dinner?
Huh? What?
You want to eat dinner?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm waiting for you.
Okay, well, what? Oh, you need me? Oh, what?
Can you put your phone away? You just came home.
Well, I know, but there's a lot of really important things. Okay, I just won't look too much at it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go eat dinner.
Okay, no, so now I wanted to talk to you about the problem that you never call before you come.
Oh, okay, we're addressing that.
Yeah.
We didn't eat dinner yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're right. That's
She's
my
like,
number
let's
one
address
thing.
it after I
It's good.
feed him.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, good. Okay, go ahead. So just pretend. Okay, we already ate. Okay, good. We ate. Okay, good. Okay. So now, okay.
What
did you
happened?
want?
Was there traffic? That's usually what there was.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of traffic.
Oh, I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
Then I would pull the phone away.
Then you pull the ball. Okay, fine. Then you. Fine. 1, 2, 3. Everything.
You were
Let's
so
all clap
hard.
together. Ready?
Yeah, by the way, yeah, she's very calm.
Very,
right?
way too hard.
Wait,
Okay,
yeah,
what
wait,
should I
calm.
do?
Said, you know, that is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
I never
know, like,
said
the
obnoxious.
nerve. You know, you come home and you can't even say hello to me. Like, that is so obnoxious. And you're late again and you didn't call, you didn't text. Like, really?
Good job. Good job.
Let him have
Wonderful.
it. Where's the
I
frying
mean,
pan?
that was, by the way, not wonderful that we should do that. No, at the Ladies Talk Show, we don't do that. But wonderful because that's really probably how many
people
of
are feeling.
us
Yeah,
would be.
you're.
So I feel like I became much more independent because it's so unreliable when he's going to come home that I just gave up on that. Mm-hmm. So I don't fight anymore about that.
Right.
I'm just like, whatever.
It's like
Can't
whatever.
anymore.
Right.
And even when I know he said he's going to be home at a certain time and I have somewhere to go, I'll get a babysitter and I tell the babysitter, my husband might be home in 10 minutes, my husband might be home in an hour, but I'm paying you for an hour. That's
That's
it, because
fantastic.
it really affected me.
That good. What's that called? Strategy, huh?
Yeah.
Proactive taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
More importantly, you want to know something? God Himself is paying that babysitter because she did it for Shalom.
He
You hear
actually
that?
gave me the idea. He's like, I don't want like you waiting for me, whatever.
Fantastic, fantastic. God Himself is paying that babysitter because you did it for Shalom. You did it because instead of having friction, you have Shalom. It's fantastic. Back to you. Awesome. Awesome. That is the gut. And that was what I was actually expecting, okay? Is like, are you out of your mind? So here's what we want to look at with this scenario. Now, I do it the flip to see how frustrating it is to us when we are not listened to. It's so painful. It's painful because it causes a separation, and it's painful because we feel uncared for. So what we want to do, the second secret to closeness that we're covering today is listening to our husband. I used it the other way around. so we could see how it feels when we're not listened to, how painful it is. The bottom line for listening is it starts with something much deeper, which is caring. You know what I mean? It's like if you don't care what they say, it's like, You're in a conversation with somebody and you're so busy planning what you're going to say next that you almost don't even, like if they said, repeat what I just said, you're like, you know, not really. You know, you're so busy thinking about what you're going to say. And so people say to me, Leah, if I didn't try and remember what I was going to say, I would forget it. So let me just ask you this simple question. Is whatever point you are going to make more important than the human being who is in front of you, particularly if he's your husband? Obviously not. Whatever is in your mind, let it go. Forgetting a point is frustrating, but it's not as bad as losing closeness with somebody who you care deeply about. Let it go. Listen. It is a long lost art. We have to work at this, and it's not easy. And again, it starts with caring. And if you don't care, it's like, well, he's telling me, he's telling me about his job, and he's an accountant, and he's telling me about how many percentages of whatever this company. I don't care. I don't want to care. Really? I have to sit here? If you want that closeness that we all crave from the birth, when we were little girls playing with dolls, and we were a little girl pretending we were getting married, and we craved the closeness. And now it's right in front of us, and we just don't, I'm busy, I've got so much to do. Do you know how many emails I got today? 300 emails, and I got to do whatever, my WhatsApp group, they were waiting for an answer for a recipe for I did last week. Whatever it is that you're working on. And we don't take a moment to listen to our husband, the most important person in our life. And we'll get to that, about his importance in our life. Sure.
What if what the husband's interest is something that hashkafically the family doesn't, not that they approve
So
of,
let's say your
but
husband comes home and he starts talking about this great, gambling website or this great movie or something that isn't really sort of for your family. That's a question for a rabbi. I'm not a rabbi, as you might have been able to tell. That's a question for a rabbi. Now, however, I will say that unless there's going to be, first of all, if it's just you, I would listen. If it's the kids are around and you're concerned, then that's a big question. If it's not going to do permanent damage, okay. You have to use your judgment in the moment and then ask a rabbi. Listen, my husband's around the dinner table. He starts talking about, this and that and the other thing that I don't feel is appropriate. How should I handle it? And he might say, oh, it's completely us, or you need to take your husband aside and tell him that. Or he might say, just let your husband be who he is. If he gets certain things out of his system, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. You have to go point. This is a very individual question. For the most part, good rule of thumb is, unless permanent damage is going to be done, or if it's just with you alone, listen. And if you're listening to stuff and you're not so happy with the hashkafic level, the religious level of what he's saying, then you can say, just tell me the broadest detail strokes of it if you don't mind. I want to hear. I want to be there for you, but I also don't want to hear stuff that's kind of unpleasant. If you don't mind, work it out.
What if your husband's not such a great communicator, so there's not much to listen to?
Very good. What if your husband's not such a great communicator, so there's not much to listen to? That's very good, because women are more babbly than men. That's not Leah Rich. We have that in our sources, okay?
Or they always choose the wrong times,
Yeah.
too, to communicate. It's like kids won't have your attention all day, but then at 11, when you're ready to crash for the night, all of a sudden they have very important things to say.
Right.
So it could be like husbands could be like that also. They just pick the wrong moments to share something.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to address two issues. I'm going to start with the second one. The husband always picks the wrong moment to address something. This is a very big problem for women, because what we should be doing when we're in the middle of 7 diapers and 14 and pots are boiling over and this is going on and he comes and asks us for something, are you out of your mind? But the ideal, the get-to place here is to be there exactly when he needs you. I'm sorry, I don't know. I was like, oh, really, Leah? That's the ideal, is to exactly there is nothing, I have lots of sources for this. They're all in here. There's nothing more important than your relationship with your husband. Not with your children, not with your parents, not with your in-laws, not with your car, not with your job, not with anything. The single most important thing is your relationship with your husband. If the king of King David walked through the door and said, did you pay the phone bill? And you've got the pots boiling over there. You you turn off all the knobs. You settle the kid. You hand a whole box of cookies to the kids to keep them quiet for an hour. And you turn and say, "What? Oh, what do you need me to do right now? Oh, I'll do it now." And you pull out. This is King David is a stranger. This is your husband. Is this harsh? It's the way it is. I have a lot of sources for it. This is our Masorah. So does that mean you're giving the kids a bath and you jump out of the bathroom to go give your husband his slippers? No. This, but it does mean you make him feel most important by saying, "Oh, I'm giving the kids a bath. I'll be 5 minutes, and then I'll take care of you. Then I'll be there for you. So to answer your question about what if he always picks the wrong time, they always pick the wrong time. They have a knack for picking exactly when it's the wrong time. Uncanny, like hone in. But you have to understand things. That's not your husband picking the wrong time. That is God himself testing you. Who are you going to be now? Who are you going to be? And I will tell you one thing, because I've got thousands of women who've taken this class, and they say to me, "You know what? When you first said that, I was mad at you." Mad at you, Leah Richheimer. I was mad at you. But I have to tell you, my marriage to my husband has never been the same. I didn't know it was possible to feel this close to this man. God designed us with a certain way, certain needs, and then he gave us a handbook on exactly what to do to meet our exact deepest needs that we have. And unfortunately, it's kind of lost in the big mush of all the priorities. We're probably the most frenzied generation since the history of mankind ever started, okay? That was a lot of superlatives, but you get what I mean, I hope. So we're frenzied, but there is a light here, which is make your husband your top priority, and your own needs and your own happiness will be taken care of. Guaranteed. 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 Isn't that beautiful? Guaranteed, yeah.
For something like small, like did you pay the bill and you're doing like 100 things, couldn't you just and this might not be the right answer, but can you just lie and say you did it and then just do it later?
Lie and say I did it and then do it later.
Yeah, Shalom Bayis. If it's something that small, not like something like
I don't know. That would be a question for Rabbi. I'm not big enough to answer that. But I would say I wouldn't necessarily say I paid it. I would say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're my husband, because you're absolutely right. I should have written it down. Get yourself some index cards with the pink colored pens, purple, things you like that'll be fun for you, and write things down. Begin writing stuff down. Look, I get it. People are pregnant. Life is frenzied. People have 4 jobs. I get it, okay? But I would hear what his feelings are coming home. He's going to be exhausted. What would help? A cup of tea? A shot of whiskey? No, it didn't say that. You didn't hear that here.
Exactly.
What's going to help? Listening to him, giving him his space, instead of harping on him. When you come home, I need you to say hello to me. What is the business coming home? And you go on right on your computer. If you know that's what he needs to do to defuse and to settle into the house, not ideal. Maybe you have a need. Maybe it hurts your feelings and you're sad about it, deeply sad about it. He should comply. But anticipating what his feelings are is everything. If you know, you're going to tell your husband, listen, your son just got in trouble in school again with the principal, down to the principal again. When you tell him that, you know how he's going to feel. He's going to be like, ugh, right? He's going to be upset. He's going to take it as a personal upset. He's going to, personal, what's it called? Huh? Personal attack. He's going to take it as in he's a bad daddy. He's going to take it as, who's that principal? You know how he's going to feel. You've been there. You've been down that road. Anticipating how he feels would mean Instead of making a big drama about it, he walks in the door. Guess what happened today? Shmuley was in the principal's office again. Like, why don't you just take some gasoline, pour it on the fire, right? But you know how he's going to feel. So anticipating how he's feeling, you could say, you know what? I'm not even going to tell him till after he's eaten. Take a page from your book. Until after he's eaten, I'm not going to mention it. Then after dinner, you say to him, listen, I want you to know something. Something happened today that's not going to make you happy. But here's the thing. Shmuley was called to the principal's office, but if we can figure out how to channel his extra energy, he's going to be a powerhouse, this boy. He's got a lot of strength. If he can stand up to the teacher like that, whatever, you spin it in a way that's going to anticipate how he's feeling, so you soften the blow, not adding drama, anticipating his feelings. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. She didn't like that one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, put Shalom first. Put Shalom first. So I'm going to give you a current situation. You have a couple staying with you. They come, they have a little baby, whatever. They ask you, can we borrow, we're going here. And you say, oh, I'm not using my car today. You can borrow my car. Fine. They take your car out on the road. They come back the next day. They sleep over, whatever, and they're staying in your house, whatever. And fine. 2 weeks later, you get a big fat envelope in the mail with red all around the edges, right? You're like, oh, gosh, what is this? What did I do? You open up the envelope. And you look at it. What did I do? Oh, my gosh, $100. Oh, my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? Then you see it's the exact date that correlates with this couple who stayed in your house. Ha-ha! They're the ones that owe the $100, not me. I'm still good. I don't have to pay this $100. They have to pay the $100. Ha! What is the best thing to do in this situation? That you get the ticket for $100, and it wasn't you. It was the couple who took who took your car. They took your car, and there's a picture of your car driving through a stop sign with a little link on it at the bottom that says, if you care to watch the video of you not stopping in this, click here, right? Okay? We know, we've been there, done that, some of us, okay? Other people, other friends that I know that this happened to. Okay, so they have the ticket is for the couple. The couple, they owe the money. What do? Do you call the husband? Do you call the wife? What do you do?
I would talk to my husband about it first, I think.
Talk to your husband about what to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends who they are, how close they are to you. Like, if it's my sister, I would tell her, but if it's like a random, I don't know.
So I'm gonna cut to the chase because we're short on time. It's a very important thing to contemplate. In this situation, it would be very tempting. Like, you're right, they're wrong. You can upslug them by telling them, hey, you got a ticket. Here's the problem. Is it the man or is it the woman? If you tell the man and it's the wife, he's mad at her. If you tell the wife and he's mad at the husband, she's going to be mad at the husband. Whoever was driving, you can't see in the picture who was driving. The ideal thing to do in this situation would be to fork over the $100. Just pay it. If it's going to cause even a teeny-weeny fraction, hard to say that word, fraction of a issue with their Shalom Bayis, with their marriage, he's going to be mad at her, she's going to be mad at him, they're going to be mad at each other, they're going to be annoyed. I told you shouldn't go through red light, whatever it's going to be. The holy thing for you to do, the best course of action for you to do, is to pay the $100, even if it's very hard for you to do that. If it's too hard and it's $100, like, are you kidding? Like, that is not in the budget. Then I would ask a Rav how to handle it. Probably he would get somebody else to pay the $100 or something. I don't know. Where Shalom Bayis is concerned, we go to the end of the earth to keep Shalom between a husband and a wife. If it's that true for strangers, think how crucial it is in your own marriage to go the extra mile for Shalom. Everybody, including myself, loves to be right. I want to be right. And, yeah. See, I told you so. Here's the question. Are you an I told you so type of a person? Ask yourself. You don't have to raise your, I won't make you say this on camera. Do you go through your life saying, ha, you should have done it the way I told you? I mentioned it last week. You should have done it this way. If you are an I told you so type of a person, it's a red flag to yourself that being right is more important to you at this point, or in these instances, than being close. You have to choose. If you know that about yourself, oh, I do that a lot. I often point out to people when I'm right and they're wrong. Wow, I guess I really, on the scale of like, I don't want to be right at all, and the scale of like, I always want to be right, I'm over on this side. I'm on this side. There should be a 0. Oh, poor thing. There should be a 0. You know, she's watching it on Instagram. You can watch it out there with her if you want to. Yeah, you can watch it at the, I love her, whatever. I just feel bad. Because every time yeah. But you can watch the show on live out there. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, kiddo. Okay. There should be a 0 tolerance policy in your home for saying, I'm right, you're wrong. I told you so. Last week I mentioned to you not to park on that side of the street on Wednesdays. Right? You got the tickets, your fault. I told you. 0 tolerance. If you find yourself saying it and you say, I told you so, or I mentioned it last week, or whatever, you find yourself doing it and they say, I'm sorry, you know what? We all make mistakes. Good on you. Fine. We're fine. Correct yourself. Really, wipe this from your repertoire. It's the opposite of bringing close. Also, another thing about putting Shalom first, something I've noticed a lot, do I accidentally hurt people without thinking it? I know someone said something to me recently, so they're going to think I'm talking to them. Let's see if they're in this room. Okay, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But they're going to think I'm talking to them. But when it happened to me, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is perfect for the put Shalom first section. Okay, so don't take this personally if you're the one who did this recently. Okay. Do I accidentally hurt people without thinking? It causes lack of closeness. So what's an example? You have a baker, you know, she's your friend, and she has a bakery, okay? And a new bakery opens up, and you say to her, oh my gosh, that new bakery, the best croissants, am I saying that right? Who's French in the audience? The best croissants I ever tasted in my life since the day I was born, okay? How do you think it makes the baker feel? This is in the Gemara. You're not meant to do this. In the Gemara, you go to somebody and say, oh, that lady, she's such an amazing mother, how she watches her kids, how she dotes on them, how she inspires her children with Torah and Yerushalayim every day. And you're talking to a mother. How do you think it makes her feel? Close to you or far from you? So this is the example that someone recently said. You go to a speaker. I'm a speaker. I'm speaking, that's how I know. You go to a speaker and you say, that was the best speech I ever heard. There were lines out the door. There were people signing up the sheet. There were hundreds of people. It was amazing. This is, in the Gemara, it says, because someone said it to me, and I got all upset. I said to my husband, I'm so happy there was somebody at that speech. More people should go. More people should go. It's fantastic. But there's this part of me that feels like, my chopped liver. And I realized there's this whole section of Gemara, of halachas, that we are not paying attention to in terms of, it's evak lashon hara, so it's an isser, evak lashon hara. How do we say that in English? It's the dust of gossip, you know what I mean? And it causes pain. So I'm thinking, if people are doing this, not paying attention, like everyone now, we're all pay attention to lashon hara, not saying gossip about other people. Everyone's very careful about it. But if we're doing this, and imagine how much we're doing this to our husband. So-and-so's husband brought her flowers. Oh, they just bought a new car. All these things that we're doing to pain our husbands is crucial to be aware of. Okay, so put Shalom first. Okay, fine. Last one is to show approval. So showing approval to our husbands is one of the most, so yummy. Showing approval to our husbands is a long lost art. It's like, hello, it's one of the single most important things that we do as wives, and it's been forgotten. It's kind of fallen to the wayside. We're so tight-fisted from our appreciation. Maybe when we get to the appreciation section about getting our own appreciation, maybe that'll fall away a little bit. But maybe it's because they're not appreciating us, so we don't feel like we're going to appreciate them. I promise you, if you appreciate them more, it'll come back to you 1,000-fold. So it's kind of like they're doing whatever they can to please us. Maybe they tried 1,000,000 times and couldn't please us, and so they're not getting the approval. So the whole them giving to us and us receiving is kind of broken. Once we start to fix this, we'll see this more. But there is no limit to the amount of approval that you can give your spouse. I want to read you something from Rebbetzin Batsheva Kanievsky. This is the Gadol Hador's wife, who's Nifter. Alav Shalom. This is a quote, a direct quote from her. It is particularly important for a wife to frequently praise her husband. Since it is my obligation as a wife to compliment Rav Chaim, I usually do so in private. But occasionally, I make it a point to praise him in public. Now listen to this. This is what she said. These are her words exactly. The words a wife uses to praise her husband are the most precious words she will say in her life. There is never a situation where one spouse gives the other too much praise. I want to read her sentence again. The words a wife uses to praise her husband are the most precious words she will say in her life. And that's what brings closeness. So I'm going to wrap up and give you the homework. So the Leah's secret of the day is the 5 secrets. Number 1, the 5 secrets of connecting deeply. Number 1, thank your husband 10 times more than you're currently doing. Number 2, listen more than you're currently doing. Number 3, anticipate his feelings and prepare for them. That means if your husband picks his teeth with a business card after dinner and you've been annoyed about it for 10 years, now you realize that's going to make him feel bad. I'm anticipating him feeling bad by me making fun of him. And you set the table and you go find a business card and you put it to the left of his setting. Okay? That's number 3. Number 4 is put Shalom first. All these little subtle ways that we put people down and don't make them feel close to us. Put Shalom first. Make that your number 1. Pay the ticket. Pay the parking ticket for the couple. So he won't be mad at her. And the last one is to show approval, and we see from Rebbetzin Kanievsky that is crucial. It's most precious words we say. The homework for the week is to try one of these methods and come back to report next week. Any questions before we close up shop?
Well, before, just to let our ladies know and our Facebook viewers as well, for our studio audience, which is a very packed audience today, Deb Berman. Oh, good. Yes, hold it up for our thing. Okay. Deb Berman gave us a Rodin Fields sample. This is an amazing line for our Facebook people. We'll put up the information onto the screen so you can reach out to her. This is one of the most popular skin lines right now. I actually use it. I'm turning 50.
Wow.
Okay, not quite,
wow.
but
in 10 years.
It's like 10 years off my age. No, but it is. It's an unbelievable line. So we thank her, Deb Berman. All her information will be on. Thank you for sponsoring today. And for all our studio audience will be able to take that.
That's excellent. Thank you very much, Sarit. And thank you, ladies, very much for coming to our talk show. Remember that we love questions. If you have questions on what happened today, I will cover them next week. You just go to www.ladiestalkshow.com, or those of you watching on Facebook or Instagram, you go down below, type in your question. I will answer it. Those questions then I can give feedback and extrapolate and figure out what you may not have gotten. Thank you very much for joining the Ladies Talk Show. This is your host, Leah Richheimer. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Yay!